よし、はい、ではでは、こんばんはということで、本日はね、何でしたっけ、フインチ家の奇妙な屋敷で起きたことですかね。ちょっとやっていきたいと思います。これね、今月のフリープレイなのでね、ちょっと面白そうだと思って、やってみようかなと思って、ちょっとアップロード、ダウンロードして、はい、やろうかなと思います。ですね、このゲームは、何でしたっけな、忘れちゃった。ちょっと待ってください。なんかね、なんか作品、何だっけな。ありましたね。ちょっと説明読みますよ。ワシントン州のとある一族に関する奇妙な物語集。プレイヤーは一族の血を引くエジスとして、フィンチ家の風変わりの屋敷を舞台に家族の奇跡をたどりながら、なぜ彼女が最後の一人の生存者なのか謎を解こうとする。遠い昔から現在に至る強く、それぞれのストーリーを見つけるたび、その家族の命が尽きた日の人生を体験していくというね、そういう物語らしいね。面白そう。なんかミステリーホラー的な感じですね。みんなちょっと怖いっていうより、なんかヒヤッとする感じで、なんかプレイした人はみんな行きますけど、面白いですね、これ。各人物の体験ができるという。なんか、それぞれの物語は死で終わる。みんな死ぬんかいて。それはね、死ぬんですね。これをなんか体験していくという。ちょっと、では、やっていきましょう。おい、どうやって開くんだ、これ。ああ、そういうことね。
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
私、じゃなんか立教、これはもういけるのこれ。後ろに何もない。本当にちょっと面白いね。歩くし
I
か。
lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
家の半分は立ち入りが許されていない。そうなの？こんなようわからん家なんかあるの？これなんだ。R1 で、R1 で
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
7年前の請求書？そこで取れるんか、今の。もう取れない。
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
レースリーさん。そうなん。すごいな、あれ、意味が出た。
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
これなんか左と右に行くみたいけど、右に行ったらどうなるんだ、これ。おそらくは左。おそらくは左な気がする。
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
これさ、左に行ったらどうなんだ、これ。ついちょっとね、冒険したくなるわ。探検したくなるけど。ここね。左に行ったら、フィンチって書いてある。 左に行きゃいいの右に行きゃいいのか
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
ごめんね、何度も戻るけど、なんだろう、向こうに行ったらなんかあるのかな。ちょっといいかな。ちょっとよろしいか。多分左がこっちが本当の道だと思うんだけど、矢印は感じないな。こっちからだな。よーし。つい探検したくなるな。ここでもしゃがんでいけないのかな。なんか私の身長的になんかいけそうな気がしんかでもない。しんかでもない。おっと、下がる。めっちゃリアルだな。あ？左を行っても右を行っても同じかこれ。なんかある。小屋だ。ああ。なんかあるのかな。暗。ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って、待って。あー、そういうことで、こっち、だから分かれ道か。だわい。
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something but never do.
君が悪いと。そういうことね。こっちから行って、こっちから行ってやるとトロフィーが出るな。そういうことか。そういう道もあるってことね。確か。そういうことか。なるほどね。左のルートでビケるときだ。これトロフィーのためだけだね。よし、じゃあ行こうか。なんか、ハウルの動く城的な感じに見えるけど。大丈夫かしら。これ走れんの？ああ。これあれか。見取り図、これあれ、家系ですね。エギー。オプション。明るさ。ちょっと明るくしていい？よし。ちょっともう一回見せて。こんなところでバスケットコートある。川の映りある。
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
ちょっとこれジブリ的な感じがする。なんだろう。どこにも負けれないか。なんだろう。船かな？違うな。なんかワニの。なんかおもちゃかな。
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
これに殺された。随分面白いな。これ随分笑えるのが失笑。あ、なんかあそこはえらい白いな。もう一個行こうか。
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
家を恐れていた。裏道行ったらどうなる？
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
ああ、そうなの？これ裏道行けるな。
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
あ、しまったな。
The power had been turned off the night we left.
正面からは入れんかったのか。ちょっとおそらく私は先に正面行くべきやったね。普通にこっちから来ちゃったけど、あかんね。探検心をくすぐられたり。ちょっとまずいことしたかもしれないな。こう、DIY と。これプールからは、
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
そういうことね。これ読めないんだな。なんて書いてあるか分からへん。なんだ？
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
たった一軒。でもこう山の中やでな。そんないい人おったやな。失礼。
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
確かに同じのちょっと飽きるな。確かに同じのは飽きるね。酒が俺嫌いだな。
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
テーブルですよ。
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
なるほどね。夜に出てたの？何を？うわ、すごいリアルだな、写真。これはあれか。 すごい写真リアルやな。やめてー。iPhone かな。写真がある。で、あとはシャッチ。なんかすごい本置いてあるけど、読書好き
Nothing in
や
the
ったんか
house looked abnormal. There was
な。
just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
ああ。俺外には出れるのかな。
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
あ、そうなの。もうなんもないな。アマゾンですか。はあ。さあ、収集とかやっとったらね、すごいな。お父さんの趣味かな。これなんだこれ。
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
はあ。バーバラってどこだ。バーバラ。おるね。おじさん気をやったんやな。ただね、そこ行く前に、なっとないかな。もう切るな。
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
これは
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
ちょっと覗いただけでどう。覗いただけでどうなんだ。ちょっとあっちから行ってみるか。下なんか行けるよね。
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
地下に入るな。地下ちょっとやばそうやね。ここの鍵ではない。あそこの鍵も多
After
分。
Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
お父さんかな。
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
でもこれ広いのは気がする。書いてある。ウォーリーか。ここは
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
これは
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
これかもしれん。あ、開いた。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
ははは。すげえ面白い。
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
わお。こんなのがあんの？誰作ったの
？Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
すげえな。あららら、これこれ。おこまちゃんこれ。
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
すげえな。
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
セーブ中ですね。
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
はあ。でっかくボリーって書いてあるわ。
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
はあ。いいとこ住んどんな、おい。あ、ほら、おい、風呂があるぞ。宝は切れないのか。これはああ、モリーか、これ。
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
モリーとか、モリーの部屋にいいがいるけど、どういうことやねん。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
ああ。あ、そういうことか、これ。一人一人誰を。ああ、そういう感じで続くんだよ、これは。これは。
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Oh my god.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
ネズミの役食ってもいいのかこれ。お腹壊すぞ、おい。あ、金魚さん。金魚、おい。餌あるやねんか、餌。クリストファー。
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
俺どんな状態か。ああ、外には出れない。随分と高いな、おい。ここ、あ、ここはなんだトイレ。
I kept eating and eating.
おい、これ、まずいじゃねまずいじゃねこれ、ちょっと待って。これ何食った今絵の具か歯磨き粉か
I ate a lot of things that night.
これおもちゃや。お前の歯はどうなっとんじゃったら。おお、これで死んだんじゃないお前。大丈夫かこいつ。
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
どれで
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
ああ、そうですね。鳥の声がした。
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
What the heck is that? A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark. Nandaこれなんだこれこれ死ぬぞ
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now,
God,
I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
足利がいい足からがあんのこれ足利がいい鹿はどこなんだこれだ鹿さんはどこださあ私には鹿さんどこですか誰やなみんな鹿さんはどこ魚しか見えんぞ Oh, yes.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Aw.
I grabbed on tight.
Oh,
I was
yes.
so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Oh, 面白いなこれ。
belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do?
何の会話っていうの？
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
No.
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. It's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Wow.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Oh. これでどうしてんだあとは。戻るのかな。
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Great-grandma had always been the family's biggest fan.
ひぼちさん。あれ、みんな手形じゃないか、これ。おー、すげえな。自分のあるのかな、これ。いい、私誰？あとはもうないかな。あとはないのかな。なんだこれ。
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
そうなの。
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
なんだこれ。モグラ男ってなんだ。かもないの。どこだろう。これは料金か。そういえばこれ忘れてた。今度は誰のメガでいいか。
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Wow! すげえ！なんだこれ。いいなこれ。Wow!
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
あ？何これ。天才かよ、おい。ちょっとさ、マジでこれバイオ7みたいだよな。こんな感じや。すげえな、これ。どんなバカでかい家なんだよ、これ。まだ俺どけ。子供目やかな男の子だ。イージーか。みんなでこれあれやったなこれ。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
まあ、死ぬのは嫌いなんだけど。どうすんだこれ。一応このままかこれ。どうしていいんだこれ。マジでおい。これ降りれんのか。降りれんのかこれ。
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
ああ、そういうことね。両方
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Okay.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Oh.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Come on! It's all right. やったね。
Today he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
あんな動きしたらね。
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
なんだカルビンはどう降りたのかな。
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Barbara was a child star for 2 years. until America grew out of it.
読んだ？読みましたよ。読んでない。いや、読んでない。ちょっと面白いことだった、これ。すごいよね。読んでませんけど、全く読んでませんけどね。ちょっと待ちなさい。ちょっとすごい面白いな、これ。カルチャー読んでない。カルチャー読んでませんけど。今ね、ちょっとね、これフィンチ家の、何だかな。
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
フィンチ家の、お疲れさんでーす。
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
フィンチ家の奇妙な、何だかな、家の物語で起きたことみたいな、よくなんか一家が全員死んで、今おるのは、なんか末裔っていうか、その子孫っていうか、その家系の、見ると分かると、これ、一番上にいるのが私。で、これなんかみんな死んだらしいですよ。それをなんで死んだかみたいな。ほら、なんていうの、サスペンス、ミステリーホラーみたいな、ちょっとなんか、そんな感じ。別になんか、幽霊とかそういうのじゃないですけど、ちょっとなんか、それに近いような感じらしい。
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs when
や
the
るの
night
初めて。
left.
あれだからさっきからすごいね、なんかいろんな仕掛けがあって、すごいびっくり。こんな仕掛けあるのってさ。ああ、ここに来たんか。で、すごいホラーっていうなんかちょっとホラーっぽいらしい。なんだこれは。
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
初見。
誰が初見ですか。そう、詐
My
欺は
grandpa
ダメ
Sam
ですよ。
spent
詐欺は。
7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
ちょっとね、理解が難しい。ちょっと。
風呂入るのめんどくさい。
何？
習字か？
風呂入るのめんどくさい？
入れ。
風呂入るの汚いって。風呂入らないのかな。ちょっとね、行ってない。どこから来た私。あ、違うわ。上がっちゃった。ここじゃないね。もう一個ね、行けるとこがあった。確か。ここの。
洗ってくれ。髪乾かしてくれ。ちょっと匂い放ってる方がいい場合がある。わら。
やめろ。嫌です。ちょっと。フェチじゃないんだよ、私。
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
親グスターとイメージがいつもあった。ちょっとバーバラの部屋すごいな、おい。バーバラの部屋すごくない？なんかちょっと。あれなんか子役スターなんかテレビで出とったかな。なんかちょっと男っぽい。バーバラだ。部屋がここが。
どんな性癖だ？
誰だよ、どんな性癖。私、そんな性癖持ってない。
場合があるって
言ってるだけでフェチではない。わら。
なんで考えたことなかった。いきます。
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
なんだろうこれ。
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, the scream hadn't aged well.
なんかスペシャ
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and her ex-boyfriend,
Yeah.
Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
あ
Now
あ、その
that
唐
was a
揚げあ
great
れ
scream.
か。
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped
Uta-
into
uta
a
umano are
cable
desu ka
saw
ne?
and had to be rushed
Uta wa
to the
internet de wakanai.
emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
モザビクヒア、まさにヒア、今まさにヒアです。
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes
ああ、なん
making
かやっと
puzzles
った
and
な。
secret passages.
CM でなんかやってましたよね。なんか、歌うの。
Secret is to
誰
keep
かわかんない。
winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
今のオル
So
ゴールはあれ
Barbara
じゃない
went
か
to。look for him, right on cue.
新沼謙治は
誰やろうね。
She reached for the music box.
これ、あそこにあっ
She
た。
found the key. She listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
あ、これが一かの鍵か。これ面白い
演歌
ね。
のランって知っとるか
She found
演
Rick's
歌の欄
crutch
知らな
and
い。
imagined the worst.
なんか死んどるけど。チェック音変わりますけど。怖っ。意味もなく振り回してる。練習。練習だけだけどね。練習。とりあえず振ります。おー、怖い。なんだ。急に何これ。
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
怖っ。あれだ。なんかやばい予感がする。
演歌歌手が現代の曲歌うやつ知らんのか
あ、そうなんだ。そういうやつ。わかんない。
It rattled and grew still.
そうなんだ。
知らない。
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and...
She threw him out.
なんだ
But she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up.
誰だった忘れたがレモン歌っててめっちゃうまかった。YouTube でアップしてるから見てみ。
レモンって何？また行くのこれ。この私のね、松葉杖で僕は。どこだ？上か。なかなか外国語は外国語。
誰かわからんのにどうやって探すんじゃ。
わからん、誰だったかって。そうやね、それ言えてる。そう、誰かわからんって。誰よ、米津。うわー、米津は知ってます。米津なんとかって人ね。知ってます。米津って人はしますけど、どこだ？ここか？ここいるか？ほら、大丈夫か？
vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
エンタメモード出てくる。
それおるやん。
Saw the hookman and
フックするのかな。
speechless. He was quite smashing.
な、調べるのこれで調べるんだったダメお、なんで鍵かけてるのだから殴り倒れようと思ったのに。
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
抜け道がどこかなどこだ抜け道を探せ
ラジオで全部うまいから笑
あ、これあるやん抜け道があるほんとあと見てみようかなどうすんだこれいや、そういうことだよ
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
ああ、行かなあかんの
Molly's door hadn't been opened for years. The hinges grow.
はっはっはあらアンチマル系な死に方や
But she sensed the story might
レモンって誰
be over yet.
どうすんだろうこの後どうすんだろう一回行けんのか
だから米津の曲だって
レモンレモンって曲かちょっと聞いてみようかとどめさせへんから What?
Vanished. She listened for his
What?
breathing, but
What?
all she heard was
このベッド欲しいなこれでこれいいねピンポンって誰だよ
someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering.
なんだなんだ
From inside the house.
知らんのか道端カレン
またカレンは知ってるよなんてことバキャッ
Bravo, Bob! You were wonderful!
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a
じゃあラレンまたオラにじゃあ知ってますまたそれ言うまたそれ言う
monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
最後全く面白かったけどはい
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
明日も出すからな、わら。
オッケー、明日もではブロックします なるほどね。なんとなく分かってきた。それで次はどうすんだ？そういうこと。
ブロックかいわら。
ブロックします。ってことは
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
そういうことね。でも上には行けないんだよな、なんか。ただここら辺がまだ俺漁ってない気がする。ここはあったのかな、ちょっと待って。あ、ここは行ったわ。ここも行ったかな。ここ行ったかもしれない。ここ行った。このピンクのトイレらしいよ。真っピンク。
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
あのゴルゴールが鍵やったか。これで全部の謎がわかるんじゃない？もしかしたら。あれ、ここ行ったか、俺。ここ、なんかここ行けないんだよね。そういうことが、オルゴールは回せんか。
飯食ったか？
飯食べた？食べました？あーはー。では、行きましょう。だね。
2回聞いてきた。
2回聞いてきたの？どうでした、かるちゃん。
朝飯何食べた？
朝飯？私？朝飯何やったかな？忘れちゃった。これで謎がわかるんじゃないですかね。つい探検したくなる。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus
歌っ
shot.
てる本人の優しさがにじみ出すぎ。
ああ、ほんと？ちょっと聞いてみような。一個俺曲知っとるやつあるけど。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
ここはなんか意味。
いいだろう絵文字。
ちょっと待って。
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
この家すごいよね。
女子
すごい。
高生のレモンを聞いてみ。そよ風の中、聞くレモンだな。
このね、この屋敷とんでもないよ。すごいね、この屋敷。
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
本人はもっと感情むき出しって感じだもんね。
すごい
If there's a
ね。
pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
なんでここ？とんでもねえな、これは予想以上でした、これは。
優しいレモンだな。
見とるそのね、レモンの話はいいけど、ちょっとこのね、ゲームもちょっとすごい面白い、これ。ここかな？なんだこれ。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive.
こ
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
じゃあ飯食ってくる。
はい、それではまた何食べたか教え
Having
て
a
ください
schedule,
ね。
living for today.
ああ、これあれじゃない、応答や、桃缶じゃん。美味しいよね。
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
高校なって女の子。
多分女の子かな。
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
この人同じものばっか食ってる？もしかして。
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
この人ここで暮らしとったの？すごいよね、この人。何か何まですごい。仕掛けがすごいわ、この人。天才すぎるやろ。すごいよね、この人。やばいな。
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara.
Barbara, これ何か？バーバラ殺す？
And Molly. And Calvin. あれ、こっちに何か？ここか。 Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house...
はい。やかりちゃん、お風呂のとこ私見せてくれる。
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
と見せてくれればいい。またね、多分もうこれ一回終わるんじゃないかなと。
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
なんだ。
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two,
はい、また後で。
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
やばい
and
な。
found out what happened to everyone else.
入り込んでも。
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
ああ、こっちか。
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
What?
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Okay. これはすごいな。
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Ah, 戻ってきたぞ。こっちには行けないか。
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Oh.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Okay.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
22日目どうりでなんかお腹でけえなと思った。おい、これ怖いな、これ。こんなんやばいだろ。これ登れんのかな。確か言われてるのか。あ、もうこれ書いてあるやん。あ、こちらのものか。
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
そうなの
？They were both pretty intense.
真剣なするか。熊のあれがある、いいな。俺欲しいんだよね、めっちゃ。
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
私もね、写真は嫌いだ。すげえな。コレクションすごい。巨大。すごいな、この人。めっちゃ、賞状もらってる。すげえ。漁師の人かな。多分軍の人やったら、そういえばなんかちょっとな。どれどれ。めっちゃ写真撮るよね。めっちゃいい。なんでその写真撮る
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Yes, sir.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
Papa.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay,
oh, yes.
got it.
Got it, Dad. Okay.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
What?
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
やばい
That's a keeper.
これはいいぞ競争版よこれはマジ面白い
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish. Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Let's see. Maybe. Was it?
めっちゃ写真撮っといてるさっきから俺。
Could have been.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
わあ、スカゴル。
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Oh, 何を狙おうとしてんだこれ。
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive... Great shot, Don!
いざうまいな、おい。
I'm proud of you, Don.
どうなっ
Always
てんの
remember that, okay?
まだまだ若いね。
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
おいちょっと待って。おいおい、ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って。
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
ちょっとね、ダジ、ちょっと死に方がちょっとあれだぞ。おいおい、マジ
Instead of
か。
hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
ちょっと死に方があれやぞ。あまりにもちょっと、あれすぎるわ、ちょっと。笑ってまったよ。どうすんだ次は。ここが。
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
あ、すごい。次は綺麗です。これ写真撮ろう。間違えた。これだ。どうだね。どうだね。 じゃあ行こう。次行こう。次々行きましょう。どんどん。まだだよね。ああ、この子供部屋だな。なんだこれ。
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. You reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. Sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
もう出る時間ですか。
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oh, なんだ。
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything.
カエルなんていうのこれ。
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
カエルなんていうのこれ。
I'm sure he's happy.
ちょっと面白いじゃん。
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
だいたいわかった。
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
結婚式やめとけってずっ
Our
と言って
father
た。
never hit us kids, at least not very hard.
どんな
Before
覚
the
え
day
方
my
や。
brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
いざ暗黒暗黒期やな本当に。おもろいわ。
Wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
おお、すごい巻き込んでるぞこれ。
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
そういうことね。はは、やり裏や。
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Ah, これあれじゃない。アルファベット順にしまえよ。
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
16歳誕生日。また覗き穴がある。
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. どうやって行くんだろう。ここから行ける？ちょっとね。これで行けない。ここがこの中。 I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
そのための壁ね、これね。わあ、これまたすごい仕掛けだな。これか。
Milton Finch in A Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Mau 入るなって言われたら入っちゃう。待って待って、これなんだ、船か、クルーザーかなんかの、すごいな。とんでもねえな、これ。面白すぎやろ、この家。
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
うわ、すげえ、俺こんな家に住みてえな。ちょっととんでもねえわ。
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
どんだけ下手なんだ、それ。ゲームの才能自体ないやろ。わお。これか。
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the couple began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
まだです。これが予想以上にちょっとすごすぎてね。
Wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
ちょっとめんどくせえなこれ。
Imagining a labyrinth.
ちょっとめんどくさい。大変やな。左で別と右と左で別のことし
ない。He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Oh.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Oh.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. Started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince.
ルイス、これもう一個2択があるってことは 2周やらなあかんね、これ。
The prince was on his own quest for radiant rainbows.
これ多分2つトロフィーあるんじゃないか、これ。
He followed the sound of his silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it.
これか。
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
ついてけよ。ちょっとついてけよ。ちょっとついてきますね。
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
急になんか戻された。ああ、これあれじゃない。職場の誰じゃない、
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Oh.
The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
いろいろすごいわ。なんかこれ止まらん
On the
わ。
way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
リアルだ。これなんだ？
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Yeah.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
終わりですか。ああ。 りがとう、ヨハン。トロフィーを取りました。いやー、なかなか、なんと言いますか。いやー、ここまでね、ちょっとね、入り込むとは思わなかった。ちょっと予想以上にいろいろすごすぎて、ちょっとなんとも言いませんね。ちゃんと松葉杖あるし。いやいや、こんな、ね、こんなのがある、こんなゲームがあったとはね、ちょっと、缶詰がある。ちゃんと桃缶。いつも桃缶食ってたな、あれでしょ。長いですね。保存しよう。まだやっちゃったけど、はい。ということでね、はい。無事、初見クリアっていうか、まあ、そのまま進めちゃったんですけど。なんと言いますかね。結局ね、みんなエイジだったかな。結局みんなね、亡くなってたってことですね。で、結局ね、終わりましたね。かおりちゃん終わりました。残念でした。ちょっとね、すごかったですよ。これ、ちょっとね、ぜひこれ、ちょっとやった方がいいかもしれないですね。なんて言いますかね。すごい、なんとも言えない感じですけど。結局みんな、ちょっとね、これ、でもこれで、行ったところでちょっとわからなかったです。ちょっと実際プレイした方がね、いいと思いますけどね。ちょっとこれはね、予想以上にすごかったですね。恐ろしい。感想は、なんか、イモルンはいませんけど、奥さん、おかえりなさい。イモルンはいませんけど、もう終わっちゃいました。多分これを見る限り、トロフィー多分全部、ね 撮ってない。40だってよね。はい。ちょっと今見ましたけどね、トビ今45%、45% でしたので、まだまだ多分、まだ半分残ってますね。だからちょっとね、またちょっとね、配信はちょっとこれで、テレビじゃないです。ちょっと今調べとったんです。ちょっとね、まだ半分ぐらい、できてないので、もう一回これやった方がいいですね。いやいやいや、これちょっとぜひね、やった方がいいかもしれないです。ちょっと説明するのはちょっと難しいですね。ちょっと理解がちょっと足りない。これ多分ね、何回も、誰や、ちょっと待って。正体が届きましたじゃないで。正体はいいですけど、ちょっとすごすぎたね、これは。ちょっと、いや、でもやってよかったです。はい。ということでね、ちょっと配信は、はい。なんか、正体届きましたけど、正体なんか届きましたけど、はい。ということでね、これの配信はちょっとここで終わりたいと思いますので、はい。ではまた、デトバはちょっと配信はしないですけど、はい。多分マサさんがやると思うので、はい。じゃあ参加したいと思いますので、じゃあまた、お疲れさんでした。